Hey everybody, how you doing? We got actually a new series of videos we're going to do here with you. Everybody meet local injury attorney Joe Weir.
Hello,
Joe Weir,
everybody.
There you go. And actually, we do some work together, and we brought up an idea of like we should do like these videos about teaching people the local laws and just different things that are involved, and actually kind of ran with it. So here's our first one we're going to do. But first off, if you don't mind, Mr. Weir, tell everybody about you, how long you've been in Rutherford County, when you open your practice, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started this law office in 2009 in Smyrna. We've since expanded. We have one office here in Murfreesboro and then one in Smyrna. We serve the Middle Tennessee area and have done that since 2009. And just really excited to be here.
All right, cool. Well, again, thank you for doing this with us, because we were talking about something off camera just a bit ago, and we thought this would make a great first topic about new drivers, because we know this applies to a lot of you out there with kids get older, and what do they want? A car, and they can start driving. So Jen and I are dealing with that right now. So so anyways, I'm going to kind of let you take over on this one, because you're the expert. So what are some tips and stuff for new drivers to avoid any potential issue?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously kind of scary, right? You've got your kid out there very nervous. The biggest thing I would say, and this is like low-hanging fruit here, distracted driving. That's 70% of the car accidents we see are people
70%?
70% are distracted driving.
Okay.
Obviously texting, all that kind of stuff, and just being able to pay attention, teaching them the importance of that is going to be huge.
Oh yeah. God, it's 70%.
Yes.
Holy cow, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
And plus, nothing drives you more crazy. You know when you're at a stoplight and light turns green, and you sit there because you see the person in front of you is on the phone, and you're like, move the phone. Okay,
Yes.
sorry. I digress. So anyway.
Totally understand.
So low-hanging fruit, no texting,
Yes.
keep them off the phones. What else we got?
Yeah. So this one I would say is like a little more nuanced, but like if you can teach them to drive defensively, and what I mean by that is teach them and assume that everyone else is not paying attention. If you can do that and they get through and they can anticipate accidents before they happen.
Yeah. Okay, so like if they come to a stop sign, make sure to do all the proper things and look and all that.
Yes, but assume that the other cars at that intersection are not going to stop.
Are not going to stop.
Right.
Because that doesn't happen.
No,
around
it never
here, ever.
happens.
No, never.
Everyone obeys all the traffic signals.
All the traffic signals, yes. So, okay, I got you. So again, these are tips to help them avoid not having to get sued for something, basically.
That's exactly right. Yes.
So, okay.
Or being involved. Obviously, they're new. They're loved ones. My only accident was when I was 15. And it was a miscommunication with a car in Nashville. And it was one of those things that if I would have anticipated it better, it wouldn't have happened.
There you go. All right. Easy. Okay. Easy enough. What's another one? What else we got?
So this one, kind of a little more complicated, but kids are expensive. Everybody knows that.
No lies detected.
No lies detected. It's only going to cost you more. You're adding them to a policy. They're new, inexperienced. The biggest thing I'd say is this. All the studies say 30 to 40% of Tennessee drivers are uninsured.
Ooh.
Make sure you have uninsured motorist coverage and you have a good amount of coverage, okay? The reason is if your loved one, your kid is in an accident and the other carrier or the other person doesn't have insurance, if they don't have uninsured motorist coverage, you're going to be out of pocket.
So, hold on. 70% of the stuff you see is distracted driving, and 30 to 40% of people aren't insured.
Correct.
That's stacked against you, folks.
Yes.
Sounds like.
And both of those are state laws, right?
Yeah.
You can't drive distracted. You have to have auto insurance, but it is what it is. You know, it's one of those things. You got to protect yourself. You got to protect your kid.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. God forbid, worst case scenario, you don't want something horrible happening. So, dang. Okay. Yeah. Well, what else we got? Is there more to that?
Well, yeah, I will follow up and say that. The reason why that's important. So the minimums you can have in Tennessee on a car policy is $25,000 per person or $50,000 per occurrence. Without getting too complicated on this.
Gotcha.
But the $25,000, if you have a CAT scan at St. Thomas or Stonecrest, and then they need some physical therapy, that $25,000 is gone. You might have a $12,000, a $15,000 ER bill. So make sure if you can, right? If you're able to, from an economic perspective, if you can afford it, get higher than $25,000.
Okay, gotcha. Now those limits obviously can go as high as
They can exponentially.
Yeah.
Yes.
$1 million policy.
Yes.
Okay.
But typically, they step them. They go 25, 50. The next step's 50, 100.
Okay. Do you have a recommendation for people, like what?
I think it varies. Personally, I would always go with the second step. I would
Okay.
never go with the minimums.
Okay.
Just on your uninsured motorist coverage is going to match your liability policy. So your liability is when you're at fault, right?
Yep. Gotcha.
Covers you.
Yeah.
Uninsured motorist is when you're not at fault, but the other person doesn't have insurance.
Okay. God dang. All right.
Sorry, I'm getting a little
No,
complicated.
no, go for it. Go for it. Oh, is there more? Keep going if you want.
Maybe this could go on all day.
yeah?
I mean, everyone would be asleep.
Well, let's do one more
Okay.
for the heck of it. So.
Okay. So one more tip on this subject.
All right.
So if you God forbid your kid is in an accident, if they are in the state of Tennessee and they're injured, they don't have the typical 1 year statute of limitations that an adult has.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So the statute doesn't start to run until their 18th birthday. Okay.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So, and that goes for any injury.
Yeah.
Okay. We see a lot of dog bites with kids and those type of
okay.
things. You've got a longer period of time to file suit. Tennessee has a really short statute of limitations. It's only 1 year.
Okay.
But there are exceptions, and one of those exceptions are the kids.
Ah.
Okay, so you can, let's say it's a 15-year-old, their statute wouldn't start to run until their 18th birthday, and then they have a year from then.
So technically that could be 3-4 years.
Exactly. You've got a longer runway.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Didn't know. That's a definite food for thought, folks. Keep that in mind. Yeah, I was in an accident when I was 16 as well. Thank God that all worked out, thankfully.
Yes,
but
yeah.
yeah, I didn't know. Wow, that could have been really bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Well, cool. Well, we appreciate this. This is going to be a series of videos, folks, of all these tips and everything. And we got some good ones coming, I'm telling you. We got some funny videos, too, even on weird state laws and stuff like that. But real quick before we close out, so personal injury attorney, for those watching, why would somebody need to contact you if they needed to?
Yeah, great question. I think for a few different reasons. The main one is, I mean, you're going up against an insurance company typically that has billions of dollars, ton of resources, and they're professionals at what they do. You don't work in that space, right? You don't know all the things that they know. That's really true.
Yeah.
And their job, they're a for-profit business. Their job is to limit what they pay out. And sometimes it's fair, and a lot of times it's not fair. And what we do is we level that playing field. So and you can go in, and that's why we do free consultations. I'd rather be able to tell you, listen, it's not a case I can help you with, but I want to make sure you know how to approach it.
There you go.
You know,
Yeah.
how to put yourself in a winning position.
All right. Well, if anybody out there does find in need of your services, how can they contact you? How can they find you? All that.
Ton of different ways. We're obviously on all the socials.
Yep.
But easiest way, 615-220-HURT number you can call. Also, WKJustice.com. You can find us there.
Okay.
And multitude of different ways nowadays with everything.
Right. Yeah. But 615-220-HURT. That was brilliant, by the way.
Thank you.
Great job on that one.
It was a simple call to Bell South. That's how long I've been practicing. So they own the number.
See, but that shows he's been around a while. He knows his stuff. So
It's also a local number. That was important to us. Smyrna, if people, 220 is a Smyrna number. That was important to us at the time.
Hey, there you go. All right, cool. All right, well, we'll put all that in the description, and if anybody needs your services, then contact you. And also, stay tuned for more videos because some of these are going to be pretty good. We've been talking about this off camera, and we got some good stuff coming. You'll like it. So, again, thank you, Mr. Weir, for this. And for those of you who got any questions, put them in down below. We'll get to them as soon as we can. And other than that, I guess we're done.
Awesome.
So, all right, we'll see you all in the next one. Thanks, everybody.